U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
That love talking about free speech, Ben Shapiro and everyone else loves censorship and actual violations of the First Amendment. They have never been real free speech advocates, and everyone is seeing it now.
The argument for censorship.
Oh no, am I going to agree with
I
that?
forget the term I have in my phone.
But I don't even think he's using the term right. But he's basically like, there's a window of ideas we accept.
Yes.
And we accept ideas between this, I guess this is, if I get window, you're looking like this. So we accept ideas between here and here. And anything outside of that window, well, you're fireable. That's censorship.
What?
But
Yeah.
he's acting as if this is
I mean,
a just...
that's the Overton window. That's not censorship. That's just acceptable social speech. That's a social contract. That's all that is. And as society progresses,
sounds like you're pro censorship to me.
As the social contract progresses and society progresses, the Overton window also changes. Like this is why language changes. It's why medically they could use the terms retarded and deranged or idiot or there's so many fucking terms that they used medically that just aren't used anymore because of the Overton window. Like this is there's multiple levels to the Overton window. It's much more complicated than people like Ben Shapiro make it sound. Like the Overton window is also multiple windows for different communities. Every community has their own Overton window. Like Americans have an Overton window. You know, saying the word cunt to Americans will fucking send them into a spiral.
Whoa. You can't say that on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, my exact point.
No, yeah. Oh, I don't care about it. It's YouTube. That's the problem.
No, but this is my exact point, right? That is YouTube's Overton window. America's Overton window doesn't like that term. Australia, it's in the lexicon always. Right? That's just an example. It's so much more complicated than they're making it seem.
Justified reason for firing people when you built your identity and platform off of no censorship and freedom of speech. And facts don't care about your feelings and all this shit.
It's also funny that window happens to end where his beliefs end.
Isn't
that interesting?
You would say that.
Not being pro-Israel, that's where the window ends. That's also your specific personal belief.
What?
So I just don't see.
You can't have an opinion on your platform that is...
They're not talking about Elon. They're talking about Ben Shapiro. Everyone in the...
You have more than enough to hire competent hackers and read your competition.
Swallow your food.
Holy anti-Israel warrior, based anti-Semitic anti-Israel warrior. It's so funny to me, and it will never not be funny to me, that Ben Shapiro...
Exactly. It's should be culturally protected. Australians being able to call people cunt online.
And everyone at the Daily Wire literally saw Candace Owens, okay? And we're like,
Candace
oh,
Owens.
Yeah, she's anti-Semitic, she's anti-black, she's all the things, right? And they were like, this is great, including that she's anti-Semitic. They didn't care about it. And then they were like, wait a minute, but she's anti-Israel at a time when, you know, we can't have that. And they were like, all right, you're fired. Now, a lot of people in this orbit,
sure
in
she
this
got
sphere,
fired
in the
'cause she
podcasting
was not
sphere, are
either.
basically looking at it with a very hollow understanding of the situation where they're like, oh, well, she got fired for being pro-Israel, which is technically true. But they're not wrong when they say she's anti-Semitic. They knew she was anti-Semitic when they hired her.
True.
They knew she was anti-Semitic when she defended Kanye West over and over again. So did Ben Shapiro, mind you, until like Kanye was like, I love Adolf Hitler, like, you know, he's the greatest. And then Ben was like, okay, maybe Kanye is not the best guy. The point is, there's one thing much worse than anti-Semitism. And that's being anti-Israel, okay? And Candace was definitely anti-Israel. And every single person knows that. Whether they recognize that, like, Candace is anti-Semitic or not, doesn't matter. Every single person. Yeah, even Kanye didn't disparage Israel when asked. Yeah, even he knows better. Every single person understands exactly why Candace Owens got fired. Every single person gets it. It's especially funny because, like, yeah, Ben has spent a whole lot of time talking about how he's a brave free speech warrior. That was his whole shtick for so long. And for years, I have said, since like the beginning of my commentary experience, my commentary professional career, I've always said, all of these guys that love talking about free speech always...
Professional commentary career. What
Hassan?
a hilarious title.
Wait, Hassan said that?
That's what he said about himself.
Wait. Did he say comedy?
Commentator.
Okay, just checking.
I have
I
said
heard it right.
since like the beginning of my commentary experience, my commentary professional career, I've always said all of these guys that love
It's
talking
so
about free
funny.
speech always simultaneously
My man, it's a hobby. You're not actually doing anything.
advocate for the only singular real legislation that impacts the First Amendment in this country. That is anti-BDS laws. Ben Shapiro and everyone else loves censorship and actual violations of the First Amendment when it is anti-Israel speech. They have
Right.
never been real free speech advocates, and everyone is seeing it now. Oh, also, as you guys know, I
Hot take: nobody is free speech.
famously tweeted, I famously used this
No,
tweet many times.
nobody, not a single person is pro free speech. Everybody has a limit.
Regarding Ann Coulter, Ann Coulter's tweets regarding Jews, awful, nonsensical. Ann Coulter is also super pro-Israel and always has been. So I won't lose sleep. Ben does not care about anti-Semitism. Ben cares about anti-Israel sentiment. That's it. Barry Weiss is another great example of someone who has tailored herself as anti-identity politics, tailored herself as pro-free speech. Remember, Barry Weiss is another person who loves identity politics when talking about, loves identity politics when talking about Israel, and also being a lesbian woman that like hates trans people. So the idea that these people are consistent intellectually, morally, blah, 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 doesn't matter. They are not, okay? I'm glad that the rest of the world is finally catching on, though. I'm glad that they're getting smoked on this Israel shit because Israel is doing indefensible stuff.
Is not pro a country that is not ours?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
crazy. I wish.
So is
I
the
wanna-
Daily Wire an American media platform or is it an Israeli media platform? I'm just
asking.
I'm just asking.
I found it.
I'm just no. If the
You got
rule
it?
is, I'm just saying.
It was
If the rule
Reuters,
is,
yes. No, I'm just gonna find the original source of the image real quick by selecting this area with my lens. Oh, it pulled up an Al Jazeera article, even though Reuters has the watermark in the
Oh,
corner.
that's funny.
So it was probably an Al Jazeera picture that Reuters stole. Okay. This is probably, I said it like last time. I finally found it just so we can have it on documentation now. This is my favorite protest photo of like all time. Like
I
somebody
I don't know which one.
Somebody better have won awards for this, which I believe that they did.
I haven't seen this picture.
Is that fucking awesome?
Yeah, that's a great photo. Fucking hell.
It is Reuters. See, it says right here, Reuters. So, our blood, our souls, we sacrifice for you, Iraq. Because these were like people who were. It was all young people who are just fed up with the fucking system. And people were dying during these protests too. Very much a like Euromaidan moment, and it didn't succeed. You know, the institute stayed around. All it did was end with a vote to remove Iranian and American forces, and half of that happened. Anyway, you want to see a great video real quick? I swear to God, if we get claimed for this video by McDonald's, I'm gonna be so mad. Let's get bigger. Okay.
Amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
I don't pay any federal taxes.
I don't know who made that. It was some late night show.
Critical of the left in America. Left is half the country. You have no problem eviscerating half of the country.
That's the current party in power.
But you can't criticize Israel as a country. That's just another country, unless you're saying, and you're clearly admitting, that the Daily Wire is an arm of the Israeli, I guess, media or propaganda machine. Is that? Oof. Are you manipulating the religious right in America? Are you manipulating the right-wing conservatives in America and selling them country western movies and putting on your little cowboy hat and fake moving in Nashville so that you could take all their money and then in the process restricting free speech, one of the core tenets of the American identity?
No, I don't think Andrew understands. Ben Shapiro loves
Do I have to hit it again?
Because he's an ultra Zionist.
You have more than enough to hire competent hankers and read your competition.
Swallow
that are employed your food. Who are just as ultra Zionist.
The job is very hard, son. Very hard.
Okay. A lot of the right wing a lot of the right wing in the United States of America, many more Christians than there are Jews in this country, many more far right Christian Zionists in this country than there are Jewish Zionists in this country.
Earlier,
this is a
when I was scouting for shit today, I don't know if I put it on there. I'll have to though. It was Hassan talking about how he wishes he could be on Ozempic and stuff. And remember how I said, because he's not fat, he's like literally fit, right?
Yeah.
And remember when I said in Australia, him in the wetsuit, he was self-conscious because he thinks he's fat.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that. Yeah, that's very funny. Why?
Because he used to be a fat kid, I guess.
Sure. Okay. Every time I've seen him since I found out about him, he's looked the same.
Yeah. Tiny head, large body.
Fundamental flaw that many are oblivious to. There's a fundamental reality that many are oblivious to because of the consistent propagandizing that like Israel is for Jews.
Did you
and
see
Jews
that
only,
squid
and
thing
only,
I sent you?
Israel is the only place for
yeah,
Jews.
I said,
and
I
Zionism
called
is
BS.
actually Judaism, and anti-Zionism.
Yeah.
It was. Never happened.
It was?
Never
What was it?
happened. Well, the squids are aggressive, but it never happened. They've never devoured somebody within minutes. Right?
Yeah, I figured that was bullshit.
So I found that this was basically a viral thing. Remember when Animal Planet would like literally and Discovery Channel literally just started doing fake things?
Yes.
Like how Megalodon exists and stuff?
Yes.
And that's what became the meta. That's what it's from. So at the tail end of River Monsters, there's a River Monsters thing where he's catching the squid and talking to Mexican fishermen about the squid. And then Animal Planet did like specials talking to the Mexican fishermen about the squid. And the reason it got its name isn't because of it grabbing fishermen. It's when they lay out their jig lines and the squids get caught on the jig lines, they turn all red and start flailing around and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so, but there have been attacks on people, right? And I was able to find one, which Animal Planet was interviewing a guy who said he saw it happen, but somehow in that interview, the guy who was attacked wasn't there, wasn't being interviewed either.
Okay.
So to be able to show the scars that he got from being torn up by one of these squids. So.
Suspicious.
Yes.
Is anti-Semitism, blah, 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 blah. This kind of propaganda totally leaves people astray. They don't know the reality. America is a far-right Christian country.
No, it's not.
And far-right Christian people love Israel.
That's such a stupid thing to say.
We had all of the other same opinions.
America is a far-right Christian. Bro, swallow your food for one. Second, America is not a far-right Christian country. Like, bro, like even among the Christian far-right, the Dominionists are like the freaks.
Yeah.
As we saw from
right-wing
the
ultra
last
Zionist.
cult
The only
we were
difference would
looking
be
at.
he would be insanely anti-Semitic. See, I've never seen a more brain dead take. Talk your shit, chatter. You have the floor. Tell us why I'm wrong. I would love to hear about this from someone who is infinitely less knowledgeable on the subject matter than myself. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's
Dave
no
Matlovich,
way.
Canadian
There's
friend
no
of
way
mine who is
you're more
Jewish.
knowledgeable after you just said that it's a Christian far-right country.
I'm
Also,
fucking better than you.
Who is an anti-Zionist. I educated him on this matter. He's a college professor. And even he didn't know. So please go ahead. Go ahead, chatter. Tell me why I'm wrong.
There's no answer on this.
No, I'd let you eat. No, go ahead. Let me eat your
I'd let you eat.
I'm not going to yell.
Daily Wire is not far right wing. Daily Wire CEO had to jump on a Twitter story with Fuentes to try to make peace after the Crisis King debacle. Dude, this is like, who would have thought bringing chatters up to like elaborate would be an infinitely better way to solve the problem than to ban them? Like, it's kind of crazy. So many chatters will be like, dude, you are so stupid. Like, this man has never seen a more brain dead take, bro. It should be so easy for you to.
Yeah, so to Hassan, he sees Christian, immediately thinks Donald Trump far right.
No.
But he'll only ever argue against chatters. He won't actually like have a genuine discussion with someone because he'll just rage and storm.
Yeah,
off.
it's like saying that like Turkey is a far right Islamist state because 99% of the population is Islam, but like Ataturk literally founded, like the Turkish military, their goal is to prevent clergy from taking power.
Yeah.
The actual military foundation, and that's why the military has come to rule Turkey so many times through so many coups, is because institutionally Ataturk, he gave them the power to coup the state if they start using like religion, like Erdogan is starting to use.
Yeah. So we might see.
Which is why the military attempted to coup Erdogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The most brain dead is the most brain dead take you've ever seen. Go ahead. Moving on.
Ben.
Oof, Benjamin.
What is happening? There's trouble in paradise.
There was another take I saw about Ben that was a little bit even more spicier than Andrew's take.
It's not, a RBN, religious broadcasting network. It's what? Christian broadcasting network. Daily Wire can be Daily DJW, Daily Jewish Wire, or DIW, Daily Israel Wire. No problem. Yeah. If that's your value, stick to that. CBN is what? What does CBN stand for? Christian Broadcasting Network. It's not, a RBN.
Oh, look, he's letting it repeat because he's too busy eating.
Broadcasting Network.
Good work, Hassan.
Yeah, all the podcast guys are mad at Ben. I love that, dude. When Lex turns on Ben, it's over. No, he won't. Lex won't turn on Ben. For all of his faults, Lex won't turn on anyone. I don't think I've ever seen somebody who is like very willing and very able to like unironically listen to both sides. You might have an issue with that. I certainly do on certain instances. But he literally is like the guy. Like here is a man who literally has no values. Like he does not listen.
Okay, Hassan, Captain No Values. All right, where is this Mario thing? Kanye's latest troubles. It's all the first bit. Great.
There's a whole lot of nonsense happening this week, and
Is there
we're
any
going to
other part of
scoop
this
some of it
we
up
wanna
and dump
cover?
it all over you. So let's get started with some of the more
I just put
toxic
Vosh
stuff.
talking about it in there.
Okay. But I mean, in this actual this video, the
No, what else is in here?
New heist, George Carlin lawsuit. What the fuck? Blue checks.
Yeah, only the Kanye part.
Yeah, nothing else matters.
And unfortunately, that means talking about Kanye West.
Oh,
Kanye West, a once incredible musical talent whose brain has obviously gotten smoother with age, causing him to become a racist old crank with outlandish ideas about how the world should work and how prominent his role in that reconstruction should be. Now, if you've been following Kanye's villain arc over the past few years, you're probably already aware that he has aligned himself with actual Nazis, ruined his successful collaboration with Adidas, and attempted to launch and operate an actual school that turned out to be more like a prison, among many other things. Now, this week, new information about the
What?
Yeah. Have you not heard anything about this academy?
No.
I'm sure they'll recap it, but two of the biggest things, they were only served sushi every day for lunch.
Awesome.
There's no stairs because Kanye is afraid of stairs. And
that is hilarious. So it's all ramps. Please, it's all ramps.
I think there was no chairs or something, so people had to sit on stools or the floor or something. And then Kanye also mandated that no cleaning chemicals be used by the teachers, so they had to use lemon juice to clean everything.
That's awesome. Oh, that's actually awesome. Oh man, I hope they go over it.
Donda Academy was revealed, which further drove home the idea that, while trying to build a utopian school that inspires and cultivates creative geniuses, Kanye actually just built them a prison.
So before we get into the new accusations on top of the many existing ones, here's what we already know about the Donda Academy thanks to recent lawsuits by former employees of the school. It was in violation of health and safety regulations. There was no janitors, and teachers were tasked with maintaining their classrooms and school grounds at their own expense. Kids couldn't bring their own lunch and were instead fed sushi every day. What are you complaining about?
It's extravagant, but every single day.
Sushi every day.
Yeah.
There were no classes allowed on the second floor
My tongue
because
holding back
Kanye
that
is
sneeze.
allegedly afraid of stairs. Chairs were allegedly banned outside.
Yes, I was right. It was
and
chairs.
The only colors that people could wear were black and gray. Also, the
Oh,
teachers.
I forgot about that one.
When they cleaned up their classrooms due to the lack of janitors, they were not allowed to use any of the cleaning
that was
products you or I would use. You buy at
Great
the
point. There
supermarket.
was
They had
no
to use,
janitors as well, which is funnier.
Oh,
The
that's
teachers
awesome.
had to clean the school.
water
lemon
mixed
juice.
with lemon juice, I think.
Yeah. It's
So,
strange.
Anyway, with more time having passed and more former employees filing lawsuits against the rapper, we are learning more details about the now infamous Donda Academy, including the fact that the rumors equating the school to a jail were far more accurate than anyone could have guessed.
According to a recent article in Rolling Stone where they obtained the new lawsuit,
I'm taking
Kanye
this
wanted to install an actual jail at the school,
Oh my
gave
god.
special treatment to white employees, and threatened staff with physical violence, among other things.
Yeah, those other things less funny. Just the idea of a jail in a school. Like
They did that. Literally, The Simpsons did it.
I
First of
mean,
all,
we like when I was in elementary school, like every year there'd be like a carnival or something where if you had enough tickets, you could send another student to jail.
okay. We just dunked the
for
teachers.
like 30 minutes.
We dunked the teachers.
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
But yeah, an actual jail in a school, that's wild.
In reference to this,
Sir, you cannot do that.
The Simpsons reference here is that Principal Skinner or Superintendent Chalmers, I can't remember, they leased out the extra room in the classrooms to the overcrowded prison system in Springfield. And I remember one of the criminals, a snake or something, was like grabbed Martin's shirt and ripped it off while the class was happening. So, similar vibes here.
Yeah.
And in no way are we trying to play down the actual serious accusations about what happened at this school.
It was a
but
cult more than
one of
anything.
the freak out moments.
Yeah.
An attempted cult.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cult that literally people got into, and they're like, "Oh, this is a cult," because Kanye doesn't have the intelligence of a real cult leader. He has the insanity
that Kanye
of one.
had resulted in a ridiculously funny scene that can't be overlooked. And we'll get to that, but first, the parts that are outrageous
They're gonna
in
talk
the
about
harshest
Mario.
sense of
That's
the
what
word,
they're
not
talking
the
about.
funny type. Here's from their reporting. Trevor
They're going to talk about
What'd you say?
Mario.
Phillips filed suit against the rapper, who now goes by Ye, on Tuesday in Los Angeles, joining a number of former employees who are suing the 46-year-old.
Man, when you make the character from GTA 5, when you're the weird one, you've crossed the line. Trevor Phillips, holy shit.
The 42-page complaint gives a behind-the-scenes look at what Phillips says it's like to
Or
work for
Jim
the
Jones
arts,
Smart.
including spontaneous firings, a late-night summons to Nobu, watching The Batman on mute, and awkwardly navigating Ye pretending to masturbate. A rep for West did not immediately reply to a request for comment.
That last part,
hope
no
they
one
go into
actually
the Batman on mute
needed.
stuff.
This
It's
man
so
has
funny.
at this point, like 20-year history of just being obsessed with jerking off.
Yeah. Well,
so the article goes into the fact that Phillips, who is black, immediately noticed that he and other black staffers were treated differently from their white counterparts, and that all of the anti-Semitic stuff that Kanye was spouting publicly was also happening behind the scenes, sometimes in front of students, with an apparent plan for Kanye to start targeting the LGBTQ community next because, quote, gay people are controlled by Bill Gates so that they don't have children for population control.
That's
insane
awesome.
stuff from a guy who was, again, previously one of the most influential people in the music industry. In addition to this, we have the comments made regarding the installation of those jail cells in the school, alongside some dehumanizing behavior. Ye allegedly once told 2 children that he wanted them to shave their heads and that he intended to put a jail at the school and that they could be locked in cages. Okay.
He heard kids in cages and said, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Yep.
Thank you, President Trump. I'm going to do that at my school. And like, listen, I feel really bad for these kids, but any parent that is still sending their kids to Donda Academy in the current year, like, they're not allowed to be upset about any of this.
Look,
this is all public record. The place is a freak show, and the guy who owns it is a fucking lunatic.
I'm not giving them any benefit of the doubt, but I'm saying that a lot of the stuff could have happened when it was too late, or they thought they were getting into a different situation because Kanye hadn't gone full crazy yet.
Nah.
But whatever, their reporting continues. When Phillips tried...
As soon as the first thing came out, you should have pulled your fucking kid out of that school.
To push back against Ye's bigotry, the artist responded mercilessly with incessant harassment, humiliation, and attempts to both...
I mean, he probably was a billionaire. I don't imagine he's a billionaire any longer. Or for much longer will he have much money.
I believe that's the case.
Yeah.
With mentally control and destroy Phillips, the lawsuit filed by Sherrigan and Associates claims. Kanye's ill will towards the plaintiff ultimately culminated in a vulgar lashing in front of school children and their parents. Kanye even threatened Phillips with physical violence. And regarding his role at Kanye's company, one of Phillips's first tasks was to convert one of Ye's Calabasas properties into a new campus for Donda Academy after a landlord broke their lease with Ye over his anti-Semitic comments. But by January 2023, Phillips says Ye scrapped those plans and instead wanted a dilapidated church to be the new facility. Given a deadline of a matter of weeks, Ye allegedly told Phillips he expected his team to, quote, complete the renovations without any permits, and later demoted Phillips when he expressed concern with the safety and legality of completing the renovations.
Yeah, that's...
Why would you need to get all of these permits when the place has been blessed? It's a church of God. You think a church of God is just going to crumble with a couple school children running around inside of it? I mean, we're not even going to use the staircase. I'm terrified of stairs.
Jesus. So the stories continued. One, including Kanye spending $2 million worth of school funds on a trip to Paris.
Awesome.
Rules against the existence of fat employees. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. And
Jack-
continued
Jack-
anti-Semitism
Jack pro
during
that
what were supposed to be
policy.
professional school meetings.
Based Kanye policy.
And here's where it gets somehow even weirder. Not that everything we previously
Bring back airline weight scales.
Yeah, all they've done is make us pay more for our fucking bags to accommodate all the fat Americans.
Airline would be cheaper without the fatties.
mentioned isn't extremely weird and unsettling, but now we're getting into crazy, just absurdist territory, because at one point, Kanye invited this guy to a hotel in Malibu to discuss the school. He did the whole Hitler rant again. And then, quote, Ye had hotel staff come to the room and put on 2022's The Batman, with the two men watching the movie on mute, in silence. While lying flat on the bed, Phillips claimed that Ye began to make slow up and down motions with his hand just above his genitals as though he was masturbating and talking about his...
Of the Seth Rogen story where they were in the back of a limousine and Kanye rapped his entire album to Seth Rogen.
What the fuck?
And for like 2 hours. And then Seth Rogen comments on it and goes, all of this is true.
Sex life, according to the lawsuit.
Now, okay, this is all horrific stuff, but the next part, it is insane, but it's also so ridiculous of a mental image that you can only temporarily laugh at it before immediately feeling bad for the person on the receiving end. But even for them, it had to be a ridiculous experience. Like, even with all things considered here, if I were the employee and then this happened, I'd go, okay, well, this is absurd. Yes. So basically, per the lawsuit, Phillips and Kanye got into a heated argument about a garden that Phillips had been tending to, and Kanye went off on him, screaming at him, threatening him, telling him he doesn't give a shit about the employee or his family. Phillips' daughter and younger brother were students at Donda Academy, apparently, and this all led to the following exchange. Kanye then ran to the gardens and attempted to pick up and toss the garden, the lawsuit continues, but too weak and out of shape, failed to pick them up. Instead, he started pulling out the plants in individual pieces inside the boxes, ripping them apart and throwing them on the floor in a worse and more immature temper tantrum than any of even the youngest Donda school children have ever thrown. The rapper then physically threatened Phillips, according to the suit, repeatedly saying he was going to punch you in the face before his mood suddenly shifted. Quote, imitating the celebratory dance of Mario from the famous video game Super Mario Brothers, Kanye jumped up with punching one fist in the air while he said, I'm going to give you one more chance, another life.
What the fuck?
You just earned another life, but don't let it happen again.
God, I hate this man so much.
It's me, Kanye.
Bring, make the sound.
Bring.
Where's the sound?
You just earned yourself another. Well, I'm giving you another life, but don't. If I come back, and these tulips and those delicious oranges aren't properly growing.
I do love the idea of him being
Bowser on this
so out of shape that he can't pull plants out of the ground.
No, he could pull plants. He just couldn't.
No. It was like a garden box. So he started ripping the individual plants out of the box.
Yeah, because he couldn't pick
full
the box up.
The box is full of dirt. You know. They look lighter than they are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, soil is heavy.
It is.
So
see, he knows.
Yeah. Well, that's Jesus Christ.
I just do love that, like that. He's going on a tirade, an actual temper tantrum.
Yeah.
And then snaps and goes, I am Mario, and you've just earned an extra life.
That is very strange. Let's see what Vosh has to say.
Vosh is gonna start cracking up at the Mario shit. Vosh is just gonna be laughing about all
Ye
of
praised
this.
Hitler and spoke of going for the gays, lawsuit claims. A former employee.
What a
sued the rapper
headline.
formerly
Also,
known
let's
as
just be
Kanye
clear.
West
All
in
of
a
this is
hostile
just
work
alleged in a
environment
lawsuit.
at Yeezy,
Let's just be clear about that.
Yes. Yes.
his fashion brand, and Donda Academy, his private school. Why is he not institutionalized? Because he's wealthy and only.
Like, is that like Alex Jones telling all the leftists he'll eat their ass like that?
And then he responds to it. You know, like the context for this, Alex. We know you weren't gay posting. Thanks for the context, Alex.
For that reason, Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, was sued Tuesday by a former employee who accused him of discrimination and creating a hostile work environment by calling Adolf Hitler great, disparaging Jews, and saying that gay people are not true Christians. The lawsuit was filed in LA
They
Superior
referenced the
Court by Trevor
Protocols of
Phillips,
Elder
who said he was
Zion. I mean,
hired
I
in
wrote
November
that book.
2022.
That's
Around
a
the
great
time
book.
a series of anti-Semitic remarks publicly made by Ye lost the artist his major label record deal and put his businesses in jeopardy. Phillips was initially hired to oversee, quote, projects related to growing cotton, okay, end quote, and other plants in an effort to make Yeezy, Ye's fashion brand, self-sustainable, the lawsuit said. What? And then went on to work for Donda Academy,
What?
Ye's private school in Southern California.
What is
Phillips'
happening?
lawsuit
Vosh,
says Ye
what?
made anti-Semitic
This
comments
is the
in front of
part that I
staff
didn't
members
hear
of Donda
yet.
Academy,
So.
including, quote, the Jews are out to get me, and the Jews are stealing all my money. After Adidas ended its decade-long partnership with Ye over his public remarks, the lawsuit claimed the rapper told Phillips, the Jews are working with Adidas to freeze up my money to try to make me broke. The lawsuit claims that Ye
Hi,
treated black
everybody.
employees at Donda
Actual
Academy,
Nazi
including Phillips,
here.
quote, considerably worse than white employees. You know, I have seen on Twitter every time Ye acts up again that there are a bunch of like black people on Twitter who are like, man, this sucks, but his music is still great. I wonder how openly anti-black Kanye has to be for them to turn. I knew he'd be racist. He has been extremely anti-black for years now. He literally said that he is on the side of white supremacists. He said that. He's just said that. He like.
What's your opinion on separation of art and artist?
Hang on. I only have a recycled take from somebody else, so I'm just
Okay,
gonna send
I'm
you
interested
there.
because your recycled takes seem to be pretty good. So I'm kind of interested because I am of the opinion that you can both
I agree.
appreciate the music that they've made while despising the person.
So, hang on. I saw something I had to add to a playlist while I was looking it up. Come on, YouTube.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Not liking me.
Imagine how much labor that China just has sitting there now that all the American companies got bullied out of China by the consumer. There's heaps. You know, if Kanye,
I'm pretty sure.
stuff,
I'm pretty sure there's no music in this video because I'm pretty sure he
Okay.
doesn't put music in the videos because of claiming anyway. But you be ready.
Okay.
You hear a lick of a beat, you make sure you fucking hit pause and jump a minute forward.
Oh, you're sending me the video. You're not doing it.
Yeah. This is my take here. It's hopefully he doesn't play any music. Do you know who this is?
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why. Question, what is even the purpose of a music review in the first place? I can say, at least in terms of my own intent, that when I do a music review, I hope to achieve...
Is this him reviewing Kanye's most recent album?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple of things.
I don't know.
One, give the
viewer
There's
pause
two,
and
there's
cause
two.
them to think about why
There's
it
Vultures
is they do
1 and 2. So this is Vultures 1.
Did he release a new album?
I guess. Because 4 days ago, there's another
like the
video from Fantano on it. But I don't care about that. I care about this. This is my take.
piece of music or art that I'm doing an overview of, or two, excite people to give the music that I'm talking about a try. Those are the two things
Hello,
I want to do.
I am
Problem,
Bisky.
neither
Hi-
of those
hi,
goals are
Bisky.
possible in any scenario that involves reviewing this album. Newsflash, since 2022, Kanye has made it his mission to go full-on anti-Semite, spouting insane conspiracy theories, talking about how he loves Hitler, and at some point, I think he realized how much he fucked up with all of that. So
We're
now he has
talking
to
about
own this total
Hitler.
dump.
Yes. Yes, Kanye again. We're almost done. It's a short Hitler section, then we'll be going to Hassan challenge mode for a Johnny Harris video. Which you're a new viewer, so you'll find out what that is very soon.
Stir fire he's created.
I don't know if Elon will be in this. I don't think they've been talking much. I think they had a falling out.
And boast about how people think he's anti-Semitic now, because yeah, they do. Even if he does genuinely apologize and change his behavior past this point, his public image is forever altered by all of this. I mean, you platformed a booger-eating white supremacist and have guys like this repping for you on a highway overpass. This is not a can of worms a guy like Kanye is capable of closing, not without help from someone who is willing to tell him no. But he spent this same period of time pushing away anybody who could possibly do that at this point, especially his wife, who he has now replaced with somebody who he just like kind of parades around like she's a naked body with no personality, opinion, or voice. Something that on some level I think he's weirdly proud of, as on the very lyrics to this record, he calls her just a reference, which is maybe one of the grossest and most dehumanizing things Kanye has said about a woman on any of his songs, and it's being directed at his wife. So this trajectory Kanye has been on as of late has left him with an interesting mix of fans. One, hateful psychos that actually agree with some of the stuff that he's been saying and are actually in my Twitter mentions theorizing that I'm a Jew, and that's the reason I don't really like his recent music. Two, anonymous nihilistic teenagers that don't really think anything he says or does has any greater consequence in the world, and are most likely bored and lonely and will just defend Kanye because watching him unravel is more entertaining than most things, and I guess brings some kind of meaning to their otherwise meaningless lives. And three, cultish weirdos who parasocially obsess over him and everything he does and would basically follow him to the ends of the earth. Keep in mind, these individuals have always been in his fan base to some degree, but prior they were at least mixed in with genuine hip-hop heads. Now, these three types of people, and there is overlap between them in Kanye's fan base, don't want to hear anything critical about him at all, ever. They've openly rejected any good faith effort I've made to make them aware of Kanye's downward spiral into Nazi-adjacent rhetoric and now imagery in the promotion of this record. The point is, there's no hope of having any level-headed conversation with somebody who's like deep into...
What?
What?
He used Nazi imagery to promote it?
Yeah. They're like, it's like there was like a cover from like a Nazi album.
Awesome.
And he's using like the font and stuff. I don't know. I think Fantano also made a video about it.
To the Kanye fandom at this point. People who literally think anything and everything he does is great and will write off any bit of dissent as just being biased and unfair to him, as if he's Jesus Christ and can do no wrong. So yeah, there's no convincing them, which I will say is also the case for people who have left the Kanye reservation over the past several years, because there are a fair share of people who are validly pissed off about everything Kanye has been saying and doing recently and feel like it's totally beyond the pale. And even if this record was somehow good, what am I supposed to do? Tell the Jews in my audience, oh, come on, man, he didn't mean it. It's not so bad. He's just a little crazy, that's all. Especially since he's not doing anything to gain forgiveness. He is very apparently not sorry for anything he's been saying or doing. And the apologies he has given aren't worth a lick of shit, because he'll think nothing of saying Jesus Christ, Hitler, yay, sponsor that, not too long after. Now, there are some people who will say, Anthony, you're being unfair here. Separate the art from the artist. Come on now. You can't separate this crap from the music because it's in the music. Look at the lyrics. Read these words. They have meaning and they are saying things that are not good or normal. You would have to expect me to separate my brain from my skull if you think I'm just going to ignore it. I think this comment here pretty much sums things up. We don't care.
Them some wild fucking lyrics to put in music.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
As long as the album is good. His personality and what he says doesn't matter to me. I only care about the music. How do you penetrate this level of self-imposed ignorance? This person is not listening to Kanye. He's not listening to anything I or anyone has to say about Kanye. And this comment was posted after the album was released, so he's apparently not even listening to the content of the music that he supposedly cares so much about. So this argument about, I only care about the music, can't possibly be true, especially since the music too is shit. The song Paid is one of the most unintentionally hilarious tracks I think Kanye has ever put out. It's just a crappier version of Fade. Why wouldn't you just listen to Fade? You'd have to be delusional to think anything else, especially with this trash ass verse from Ye. And Ty Dolla $ign on it is just amazing, saying that he's just here to get paid. At least he's honest. Then back to me with that Jay and Silent Bob chorus has to be one of the dumbest things I've heard on any Kanye album ever. I feel like I'm being punked. But nigga, beautiful big titty bitches, they're just flying to the sky, you know. At least
that's enough. We get
that.
it.
That would not surprise me. If
you get it though. It's unreviewable.
Yeah.
You can't separate the art from the artist. That's the point. That's could have skipped most of that video to get to that point, but
I mean, I'm more talking about the older stuff now, obviously, because
he's not capable of coding his language.
He's implicitly putting it into his music now. I'm saying, like, 2016 beyond. Like,
I don't know.
Past that.
I don't really listen to older music anyway.
Fair. See, I'm the complete opposite.
If something has like over 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and it's not within the last 2 years, I'm probably not listening to it.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. Everything in my library is old.
Yeah, he said slavery was a choice. And the I Love Hitler quote, of course. Representatives for Ye and Donda Academy did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the lawsuit. Late last year, as he was preparing to release new music, Ye put out a statement written in Hebrew in which he apologized to the Jewish community for his remarks, writing,
Had
I
that guy.
deeply regret any pain I may have caused. His newest album, a collaboration with the R&B singer T.Y. Dolla $ign called Vultures 1, has been a streaming success, giving Ye the 11th #1 album of his career. Most of the remarks that torpedoed Ye's corporate deals were made in public, including on social media and podcasts. In the lawsuit, Phillips describes comments he claims Ye made in public. It's Thai, goddammit, lol. How the fuck would I know? The lawsuit says that during a conversation at the Nobu Hotel in Malibu, California, Ye said, mini F, YouTube. Ye said the Holocaust was fake, called Hitler great, adding, Hitler was an innovator. He invented so many things. He's the reason we have cars. That's true. But he made graduation. True. That's also true. In the same meeting, the lawsuit accuses Ye of making homophobic and anti-Semitic remarks, saying, yeah, I'm going for the gays. First the Jews, then the gays. The lawsuit contains a screenshot of a text message it claims Ye sent to Phillips taking issue with how he carried out a task. Quote, I am on some complete Hitler level
I told
stuff.
this exactly what I thought Bosch was going to be like.
minus the gas
Exactly.
shit.
Starts
This
getting
is,
giddy about the Mario thing.
Dracula flow shit, you know? I'm on some complete Hitler level stuff. Minus the gas. I love the Kanye Jewish doctor clip. This is unironically the funniest thing that anyone has ever said in history, man. Jesus Christ.
The thing about the red hat that drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media it went to. We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
The arm fold, man. It's so unintentionally, because he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He's lost. It's just, he's funny. God damn, man. Yeah, the moral of the story is take your lithium. Exactly. The lawsuit took issue with Ye's conduct at Donda Academy, the school he founded. It claims that Ye told 2 children enrolled there that, quote, he wanted them to shave their heads and he intended to put a jail at the school, and that
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Sounds like Kanye.
They should be locked in cages.
Gay, let me tell
The
you.
staff-
Let me tell you. I can tell you right now, that guy is still gay.
Quickly distracted the children, the lawsuit says, and escorted them out of the room. In the 2022 television interview, Ye said Donda Academy had more than 80 students and that its mission was to be a performing arts school, to be a design school, an architecture school, a farming school, an automotive engineering school, a computer hardware and software school, as well as to teach the gospel. So yeah, that's not the only lawsuit, by the way. I'm sorry, just in case you were wondering.
Okay, you ready?
Where's the
You
really
tell
good
me-
bit? Hold on. Kanye West.
You tell me if you're buying it.
Believe that the Lord tonight has set you free. Yes, sir.
I swear to God, if this somehow gets a claim because some television network first aired it, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not wear a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now listen, y'all praise God with him. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody believe God with him. Hey!
What a vibe.
We preach reconciliation.
This is great.
Hallelujah. God, help him, Lord. Help him, Lord. Help him. I wish I had some
The edits.
Bro, imagine showing this to somebody who didn't understand anything about America and be like, this is what their culture is like.
This is America.
But also, there's interviews with him. I would have pulled it up, but it's by BET, 100% getting claim.
Yeah.
And it's like, I am delivered. Andrew Clad, breaks down his come to Jesus moment. And the man is in a cardigan in the thumbnail. I'm just saying.
Where's the really good bit? Hold on. Kanye West allegedly did a Super Mario dance after threatening a staffer. Hold on. We can't miss this, okay? Rolling Stone's coverage of the LA Superior Court lawsuit states that Trevor Phillips, that's the guy in the previous suit, a former employee of Ye's Yeezy fashion brand, said his relationship with the rapper/entrepreneur had soured by May 2023 after West allegedly threw a temper tantrum and threatened to punch him. The lawsuit alleges the inciting incident was that West was unhappy with a garden Phillips was tending at Donda Academy. What did he have these people doing? This led to West allegedly screaming at Phillips in front of a crowd of people, saying he was, quote, fired. Phillips claims he attempted to plead his case and reminded West that his daughter and younger brother attended Donda and pointed to an undiagnosed medical condition he was reportedly suffering from. The suit claims West responded by pointing at Phillips and screaming, "Your neck," and then pointed at the school and
he said, "I don't care that you broke your arm."
About none of that. West then allegedly attempted to pick up the garden Phillips was working on, but was too weak and out of shape to pick the entire display up, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit then states West physically threatened Phillips, saying he was going to punch him in the face. Then the lawsuit describes a sudden shift in mood in which West imitated, quote, the celebratory dance of Mario from the famous video game Super Mario Brothers. West, quote, jumped up, punching one fist in the air while he said, "I'm going to give you one more chance, another life." He's pure. He's completely pure. He's like a perfect lunatic, untainted by reality. You know, bro was emoting. He's flawless. Village idiots who are social good when they aren't billionaires. Yeah, no kidding. Elsewhere in the suit, Phillips, who is black, alleges West would give preferential treatment to white employees. During his tenure, Phillips never witnessed West yell or berate a white person, but on countless occasions he saw and or personally experienced Kanye frenziedly yell at black people, shave kids' heads, praised Adolf Hitler. Gay people are controlled by Bill Gates, so they don't have children for population control. Did the internet make him like this? The internet has influenced the direction that he's taken, but his brain is broken. It actually is that simple in his case. He just has PTSD and bipolar disorder, very bad bipolar disorder, it seems, and he's unmedicated, and that's it. You know, it's just brain broke, actually sick in the head. If he was committed and they just pumped him full of lithium and he spent the rest of his life in you know, like getting treatment against his will, that would probably actually be, like, in a broader social sense, the more moral thing to do, you know, than what's happening.
All right.
It's really just the fact that he's a billionaire that keeps that from happening, you know? Wherever
we got to the Mario part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?